How's it going? I'm Ryan, and today I'm going to go over the two trades I took on NQ. Two shorts, both were wins, pretty decent day overall. My second trade was only with one contract. That was actually just prior to making this video, so I'll go over what I was looking at and why I took what I did. But first, we'll take a look at a higher time frame, so I have the hourly pulled up. Kind of interesting, so yesterday we had a nice trendy day to the upside, a little bit of a sell-off in the second half of the day, but we recovered. Then over in the after hours and the pre-market, we had a gap up and a nice continuation of that uptrend, filling this gap that we had back from last week. And coming into the day, we were kind of approaching this zone of resistance that I had right here. So one thing I was watching is a potential rejection. I was actually very interested in seeing a pullback lower, maybe to test this previous swing high before continuation to the upside. That was kind of my thought coming into the day. We filled the gap. We had resistance just above where price was opening. Thought that it was potentially possible that we would see a move lower before we saw a move higher. So coming into the day, like I said, we'd filled that gap and we were approaching this zone. We closed right at the top of that zone, and if I pull up the 5-minute point of control chart here, you can see that that point of control on that candle was really high up. So the price tried to move higher and then got pushed down right at the end, and then I watched that point of control shift really high up in that candle. I entered short here. Once again, I was thinking that we'll probably get a bigger pullback before we got to move to the upside. However, I got a short and my stop was only, I think it was less than 20 points. It was about, my entry 82. Okay, so it was about 26 points, a little over 20 points. And my target was the low of day. Initially, I was thinking of trying to take it down to like 18,900, try to take out this little swing low. But I figured I'd just swing for the easy hanging fruit, which was, or just the low hanging fruit, the easy objective, which was that low a day. That hit, and we got just under 40 points, so it was about 39 points on that trade in profit. So right around that 2-to-1, a little less than 2-to-1. Right after that, though, we had news about tariffs with China being resolved. So price went absolutely nuts. A ton of volatility stepped in, and at this point, I was happy with a win, and I got away from the computer because I wasn't going to try to trade some of that choppy volatility that we had in here. However, I did come back and just see something that I really liked, and this was that price had broken all the way down, set a new low on the day, tried to recover and failed off this zone twice, and then broke that point of control, so failed to hold the point of control, and then was rejecting off the VWAP. Additionally, what we have on the hourly is what looks to me like a bear flag, where we have price, a reversal like doji here, price sells off, try to make a move higher, and we can't, and now we're breaking out of that. So I actually think that price goes quite a bit lower over the course of this afternoon, or this evening, the end of today's trading session, but I just took a little piece of that pie. So what I was looking at is this bear flag coming off of this zone, right? We're breaking all sorts of support, we're rejecting off the VWAP, rejecting off the point of control. That shows me a lot of selling is happening in this area. Additionally, if we look at the point of control of that 5-minute candle, this correlates to this like falling star, shooting star, and you see that point of control and a big bulk of volume is up right around that VWAP, and price closing pretty low and weak. And then when the candle that I entered on was pressing higher, trying to retest that, we saw that point of control slide up right around the same area, and then price gets suppressed. So that told me that there was some selling happening up in here. We were making lower lows, lower highs. Yeah, like I said, a bear flag on the higher time frame that's continuing down. I think we definitely take out low a day. And yeah, I just entered like right as we were kind of breaking down, and just targeted this swing low right here, and we hit it. It was at about 30 points of risk. I got in at 875, or I guess about 35 points of risk, because I put my stop right above that, about like 912. And then I targeted the swing low, which was 50, 55 points. So not too bad. It was a pretty decent win. I only took one contract. Like I said, I had a decent win on the day, so I wasn't trying to really put a lot of risk in. I took it with one contract, fearing that we could go lower. But like I said, just kind of targeting that easy win, and an easy win being 55 points is, I'm more than happy with that. So we will gladly take a 55-point win to cap off the day. But we are less than 300 away from potential payout, up just under 500 today after a decent day as well yesterday. So price has been moving pretty well. I feel like I've been reading things decently and being patient and waiting for decent setups. This one was a little wonky. I guess it looks skewed because who knows what would have happened if that news regarding tariffs didn't drop. You know, maybe we would have pulled back further. We don't really know, but it definitely caused some volatility. So that trade, in hindsight, doesn't look as nice. But this was a nice setup. I'm happy that I took just one contract, and price is heading lower. So, yeah, nice bear flag on that hourly. Anyways, that's all I got. I appreciate you watching. I do stream live Monday through Friday, so I'll be here the rest of this week trying to close out the week strong. We have a decent start. We're looking at getting to that 2,600 that I need to get to be able to request my first payout and to get away from the trailing drawdown and just have a set drawdown limit on this account. So these two accounts, I should say, I'm copy trading two accounts right now. So we're not far. Just looking to stay patient, stay disciplined, and get there, and not put pressure on myself, but just do what I've been doing to get here in the first place. All right. Appreciate you watching. Peace.